right, that looks good enough. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to walk through this. It's lesson 5, bubble number 9. It's called variables. The instructions, pretty simple. Debug variables and random numbers. Variables can be assigned to a random number. This lets you save a single random value so that you can use it many times as you want in your program, so that you can use it as many times as you want in your program. So to do this, I size is assigned a random number. Unfortunately, only one of the i's is currently using it. All right, so run the program to see how it works. That's the run button. I had it running. And then change the program so that both i's are always the same random size. Hint, you'll only need to make changes to one line of code. So we're going to run this, and okay, so it's a tiny little i's. If I reset this and I run it again, I get that. Is it the right eye? A little bit bigger. Run it again. Ooh, giant right eye. That's great. Okay. And what we want here is, okay, run the program to see how it works. We did that. We see that it's working. We haven't looked at the actual code yet, which is down here in the workspace, but our requirement here, our request, is to change the program so that both i's are always the same random size. Okay. And if we look over here, we can actually see it's kind of like refreshing, and the i's are always the same size. They're just sometimes big and they're sometimes little. So let's go through here and let's look at the code and see what's actually happening. So first line of code, we have a variable called iSize, and it's getting a random number between 10 and 60. So that's how that random number works. If we want to look at the random number code, if we want to use it somewhere else, it's in the math section. The blue code right here is in the drawing section, and the purple one is the variable stuff. So if we wanted to set up another variable, we could, but that's the math. And if we mouse over, let me see if we mouse over this. But if we go to the math and we mouse over this, it tells us how it works. So the random number has a minimum number and a maximum number. It returns a number in the closed range from min to max. And closed range, let's see examples here. We can actually click on these, right? So the closed range means that it's 5 to 20 inclusive. So it includes 5 and it includes 20, okay? So we don't have to worry about having like setting a number, but thinking that it's only going to return like one less or one more than the number. So it's the minimum number, 5, and the maximum number is 20, okay? And then there's some options there and kind of how it works. So they're called manual pages or man pages. They're instruction pages. It kind of dives deep into this one particular line of code and shows you how to use it in a variety of different areas. And this is like a little bit like reading the dictionary, but by golly, when you're trying to learn a language, reading the dictionary is a great idea. It really is. Okay, so we've got var iSize, and that's a variable. So we'll probably be seeing, iSize get used later on in the code. And then we have a no stroke. We're setting our background to green. We are making our face. This will be a little comment here. You'll note that there is no comment. Oh, there is. There's a comment line in the drawings section, so you can add your own comments. There's the fill yellow, and then here's our ellipse for the face. That's our yellow circle there. Circle is just a fancy kind of ellipse, just like a square is just a fancy type of rectangle. Then we've got our eyes. So here we go. We're filling it black. We have this ellipse, which is, what is this? This is the center spot, right? This is the X and Y for the center. And then we're using the variable iSize and iSize. And for our second ellipse, that's the right eye, it looks like, we have our X position and our Y position. And then we're using 10 and 10. Now, up here, it does say to change the program so that both eyes are always the same random size, right? So right here, instead of saying 10, we're going to say iSize. That's the only change we need to make. Well, and right here for this 10, we're also going to make it iSize. And then we have the mouth. It's filling, it's white, it's making a rectangle. That's the size of the mouth. So if we want both of our eyes to be the same size, we're just going to put in, right here. Can I click, please? Eye size. Now we do have to make sure that we're using the correct spelling and capitalization on this particular variable. And that, now when I refresh this, reset it, run it, both my eyes are the same size. Refresh and run it, both my eyes are the same size. Refresh, run it, both of them are the same size. So that is the Well, that's where you would put your variable there, and this is where the variable is getting its information from. It's being set to a random number between 10 and 60. If for some reason we wanted our eyes to be different sizes and to have multiple different random numbers as the eyes, in fact, it says that we don't. That's what this wants. We've just completed the requirement. Lesson over. I'm not done yet. I want to play. So I want to make another cool like variable here. I'm going to make a variable. Here's my variable. I'm going to make another math. Here's my mathy thing. Just click it into there. I'm going to give this one, I'm going to call this one left eye. And I'm going to set it to a random number between 10 and 60 because why not? That seems to be working. Now over here, instead of eye size, I'm going to use left eye and left eye. Yep, spelled that right. So if I run this, now my eyes are going to be different sizes and they're going to be randomly different sizes as well, right? So now I've got two randomly placed variables. Things are all sorts of wacky, right? I can do something else here too. I can make this top number or top variable. I'm going to call this eye height, capital H. And I'm using the capital H here because it's two different words, right? It's the second word of a squished together word because variable names can't have spaces. So I'm squishing them together and I'm capitalizing the first letter of every word after the first. So then this is going to be eye width. And this is going to be so much fun. This is going to be my eye height. No. Let's double check. Drawing ellipse is looking for the W, which is a width, right? That's a W, which stands for width. So we're going to use width. Oh, not typing. Width. And this is going to be my eye height. And I'm going to change this too so that we can have eye width. And this is going to be eye height. Okay, so now I've got two different random variables. One's for eye width and one's for eye height. And so my eyes are going to be like big or little or squinty. But both eyes are going to be the same, you know, squintiness or openness, right? So here we go. Like, yeah, very squinty, kind of what's up with that guy? Ah! Surprised guy, right? In the middle there, you know. Now, what I could do here too, just to sort of like wig out the whole thing, is I could make this eye height, right? And this one eye width. And effectively, that'll sort of like rotate these eyes, so the left eye is going to be kind of like this, and the right eye is like this. And when the right eye is like this, the left eye is going to be like this. Check it out. Reset it. Run it. See? It's all like wacko. Oh, that was almost nearly perfectly circled there. Oh yeah, there we go. So now when one is up, the other one is like horizontal. And when one is horizontal, the other one is up. So we can have a lot of fun with randomness in our programs. There's a lot of fun things that we can do. But again, to fix this the way it wants it, we only have to make sure that, well, our eye height, which was originally called eye size, is just the same for these four areas here. Okay? Hope that helps.